Hello, everyone. For real this time, welcome to episode 216 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. What's up, man?
Same old.
We were wrong last week.
We were.
It was episode 215.
Numbers aren't easy, all right?
Sometimes, when you say something definitive, like when you're just like, yep, I agree wholeheartedly. I hope your son shares that quality with me. Because I'm like, is it 216? You're like, yep. I'm like, all right, it's got to be the truth. So, anyone tuning in, thank you very much for listening. We are a video game podcast. This is our 216th episode. We've been doing this for almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
I'm a couple months away from that this spring, which will be great. So, that's a very long time. It's fun to do. So, welcome. And thanks for joining. Dustin, man, how has the week been for you?
It's been all right. The tickets that come in haven't been behaving. Like, usually I'll get a ticket and it'll be like, hey, this laptop isn't working. I'm like, oh, it's a hard drive. I'll just do this, this, and this, and it'll be done. And instead, it takes like 5 days and there's like 20 extra steps, and it's just been a real sumbitch trying to get all these tickets closed.
It sounds tedious, or like when you know the solution to a puzzle in a game. You're like, just let me go through. I know how to do this, but you're just sitting there tediously like getting through it. Well, I'm glad that it's okay. You know, nothing bad. How's family? You guys do anything social?
Nope.
No. What's the winter? You can't expect much, right?
Yeah.
My house smells like lavender.
Ooh.
So without getting into a whole big story, I now have a bed frame for my guest room. So I've got a twin bed, a queen bed, like as guest stuff now. And I'm the mattress that I need to use for the extra guest room. It's old. It's not that comfy, a little lumpy. So I got a highly reviewed one of those like 2-inch kind of foam, memory foam, like mattress toppers to kind of even out and smooth out that mattress. And it's just a guest bed, so no big deal. Well, it said it was lavender, and it was like a light purple. So I'm thinking that the whole it's called lavender because it's purple. No, it in fact reeks of lavender. And it's like, it's unbelievable. Have you ever used a car air freshener and it's like overpowering when you walk in the next day to open your car?
Yep. It's
having that effect. So I currently have a box like this spread out in my living room, and I have a box fan blowing over it, trying to air this damn thing out. My whole house smells like an old lady.
That's awesome.
So it's just weird. Like, I never would have. Have you ever heard of a foam thing for sleeping being
scented? No.
Scented?
That's weird.
And this is aggressively scented. And normally, if someone stays at my house, it's because they're too drunk to drive. If I woke up to a hangover with my face buried in that smell, I'd immediately I'd just throw up. So I'm trying to air this out big time, and I know coming up this spring or fall. Yeah, fall. My sister's getting married, so I'm going to have family in town. I'm sure that my house is going to be used as a hotel because it'd be cheaper. So trying to get stuff kind of preemptively ready for that and whatnot. And man, like, I'd be so pissed if someone sent me in to sleep on a chemically lavender smell. So I've been kind of thrown off by that all week. Like, as soon as I walk in, I'm like, oh God, yeah, I remember I'm airing that out. So.
Oh, goodness.
What are you going to do? Such is life. Clearly, this has not been a very exciting week because I'm talking about shit that I got wrong buying on Amazon. But, yeah, I guess we'll get into announcements and then to some video game news. The first big thing that I want to mention is the Cartoon Retrocast. Our good buddies Mike and Jeremy. That's at the Cartoon Retrocast. No, just cartoonretrocast.com. They're giving away a Nintendo Switch.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to link a video in the description. They have some stipulations on entering the drawing, so I will link that with the details. I'm not going to cover all of them, but it's the normal stuff. Subscribe.
I knew Mike already had one.
A Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know he's got a spare, and I'm sure he got it for $50 somehow.
Yeah, he's already played through that Zelda.
Yes. Although, again, he was slipping, man. He didn't get that collector's edition. He's already from Play Asia or whatever. He's already got Breath of the Wild. I'm never going to remember that. It is Wild, not Wind.
Yes, correct.
I think
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Air moving just makes sense to me, you know. Breath, Wind. So, go to cartoonretrocast.com or look at the video in our description and see how you can win. But most importantly, like their show's awesome. So just go there to listen. And if you get a Switch, that's just a bonus. We will not be doing that. That's expensive.
Right.
And we don't get their Patreon bucks. So I will give them a lot of credit, man. They dump their Patreon money right back into the show. Jeremy would, he's like made stickers and like pins and stuff. So just like the old PBS days, you can send Jeremy a self-addressed stamped envelope and he'll send you stuff back.
That's awesome.
There's so many little touches. They're the ones that do the retro box, I did last year. So go check them out. They do a lot of fun stuff with their community. So, we have someone joining us in the chat. I'm sorry, my contrast is off. I can't read your name.
Alligator on a stick.
Alligator on a stick. That's awesome. They have a question for us. It is, do you think Activision is planning on making or remastering a game like Spyro?
I hope so. That'd be great.
It would be.
Spyro is excellent.
Isn't Spyro the main guy in Skylanders or whatever?
Yeah.
And that... I would have to think that they would be continuing making that. I don't know if they'll remaster anything. They may just keep coming out with more and more sequels, kind of like there's no, I don't know, Call of Duty remastered at this point. But I guess there kind of is because they brought those maps back.
And they remastered the fourth one.
That's right. Okay. Well, yeah, so inevitably Activision 100% will.
Yeah. God, I would love another Spyro game. And Skylanders is basically its own thing now. It doesn't need Spyro anymore.
Exactly. What did that start? Did that start on Saturn or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
PlayStation? Okay.
The first one for the PlayStation is one of my favorite games. Like, it is fantastic.
That's cool. And it sells toys. Like with the Skylanders thing, you can... I hope that Wii gets it. Or not Wii, Switch. Their Pro Controller has amiibo support with the thumbstick.
Okay.
Unlike the Wii U Pro Controller that you'd still have to use the tablet to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. So, I definitely think that they would. And it's a cute purple dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't love that?
The show on Netflix does really well. Or it's really good. So I watched it.
Huh. I didn't know there was a show on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Justin Long is the voice of Spyro.
Just call me the Dave Coulier of Justin Long, right? If we ever need to do any voiceover for him. I started watching the Kevin Smith movie about podcasting where Justin Long and Haley Joel Osment are the stars.
Huh.
And it's a horror movie. I appreciate like the effort and like being a campy, silly movie, but it was a little too much for me. But it was really funny that two podcasters. It is Tusk. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
But it was kind of cool, He's poking fun at podcasting, and he's got a huge podcast, so I kind of like that self-awareness. Also, Alligator is asking, have you seen the Switch's Street Fighter with fighting with a partner? I've only heard people talk about that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, same here.
I hope that they're able to get that at 60 frames a second. I'm okay with some games not, but fighting game fans will be super mad if it's not buttery smooth.
Yeah, and they're also going to be super mad if they have to use that right Joy-Con.
Dumez has a great comment about that that we'll get to later in the show.
Word.
But no, Alligator, we have not seen that. And then did you put Don't Copy That Floppy in the notes, or did I do this and not remember?
I did it. I was listening to episode 109, and they were talking about everybody needs to go listen to 109 of Don't Copy That Floppy's podcast. You got to listen to the whole thing, but at least stick around for them talking about the 2 Razer laptops that got stolen. That conversation, I was laughing out loud listening to that. It was excellent.
Those guys are great. Lex and Dan over at Don't Copy That Floppy.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitch. I'm trying to host all of our friends. I actually installed the Twitch app so that I get a notification when one of our friends starts streaming.
Okay.
And I can immediately open the app and then host their channel. So if you're ever curious who we're talking about, follow us on Twitch and we'll be rebroadcasting. They've been streaming a lot lately, which is cool.
Sweet.
I have not heard 109, so I'm eager to listen to that. Well, that should be it for announcements and stuff. Anything else you wanted to get to before we jump into news?
Let's do it.
All right, news. A lot of Nintendo Switch because there is really nothing else to talk about that's piqued my interest anyways. Like Overwatch got a skin. Who cares? We don't play Overwatch here. I like Overwatch, but we don't play it, so we don't care about it. First story's strange. The Nintendo Switch is projected to sell 40 million units, according to a research company called DFC Intelligence. This is reported by GamesIndustry.biz, and I found the article through GameSpot. The only reason I mention GameSpot is because it gave a little bit of credibility to me. Otherwise, GameIndustry.biz, like,
right,
you could own that, So, I don't know if 40 million is not going to be PS4 level, but that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, are we talking like opening week or?
No, like till 2020, 40 million.
Okay.
Like over the console's, I guess, lifespan over the next like 3 years or so. So
40 million. Mm.
The Wii sold like over 100. PS2 is I think at like 120 or something. The GameCube might have been in the 30s, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. 40 million seems like it'd be successful, though.
10 million of those people just thought they were buying a lunchbox, though.
Okay, that's fair. The most expensive, like, retro. Nowadays, people would pay $100 for a lunchbox that looked like a little Nintendo Cube.
I can haul mine out and sell it, I mean.
You could. It has a little lunch pail flap.
It's right here.
There it is. You're getting good at that. You should have been a newscaster. IT and podcasting. Weatherman. Yeah, you'd be the weatherman. That's what I meant, not newscaster, weatherman. You got that green screen down. I don't know. 40 would be great. That'd be a successful console, and Nintendo would still make hardware.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping for. And what's your gut tell you? Yay or nay on that number?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it'll do better than the GameCube. Easily. Yeah. I think that's okay.
All right. Yeah. At first, I thought no way, but then that's only, tripling the Wii U sales. I think they could do that.
That's about 10 million a year.
A little more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that might be overestimating Nintendo's capacity to produce them.
Now, there's the key. I think Reggie Fils-Aimé said that they were going to ship 2 million units, and they're hard to pre-order now. I don't think you can pre-order it on Amazon anymore, and I don't know if you can get GameStop or whatever. So that's at least a good start.
You can try like Sears.
Our Sears closed. It'd be... I think you got to live in Texarkana or something like that to find a Sears. Do you still have Sears?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. You can order some Craftsman for me. I was just thinking I need new screwdrivers.
I can get a Switch and a heat gun. because I need to remove some adhesive.
There you go. I was gonna say, yeah, I bet they glued their battery in. We're gonna need to inevitably replace those batteries. So, all right, that's cool. And then another thing, they've announced some other Switch games, like World of Goo that came on the Wii, not the Wii U. I have World of Goo on Wii. It's getting a port to the Switch, but it's a great game. One of the first big indie like tablet games that made sense and whatnot. It's fun. But a game that was named as a launch title that I thought people should really pay attention to is I Am Setsuna. Do you remember us talking about this at all?
It seems familiar, but I can't place it.
It was... I know we've talked about it before, how Square Enix is putting together that small team that is geared towards just making old school JRPGs, like 16-bit era RPGs. Mm-hmm. This was that team's first game, and it came out on the PS4, and it's kind of like supposed to be like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy, and it's set in like a snowy world.
Okay.
And instead of being pixel sprites, it's still isometric top-down, but they're more like the Charlie Brown movie 3D graphics, where they look like they have some depth, but still look cartoony and cute or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I Am Setsuna, a lot of people really enjoyed it, and I think it was only like $15-20 on PlayStation.
Okay.
If you could get a 15-hour, 20-hour RPG on the Switch for $15 or $20, now I don't know if that's going to be the launch price, but if that's the case, that's pretty awesome. Like people like playing those style of games on Nintendo platforms.
Yeah.
So, Alligator's asking, what games do we think Nintendo should add?
On launch day, they should have a new Metroid, Kirby. They already have a Zelda. They should have the new Mario out. They should have a Kid Icarus game, a Castlevania game, a new Mega Man game, all of them on launch day.
Yeah. I mean, I can't, especially like Metroid, like some deep cuts for Nintendo fans. Mm-hmm. Kid Icarus. I would really like to see something like that.
Ninja Gaiden 4.
Ninja Gaiden 4. Ooh, Double Dragon comes out in a couple days. Double Dragon 4.
It does.
Yeah. I will be getting that day one, regardless of what people say. I'm in full NES mode right now. So, you know what game I'd love to see is Super Meat Boy. Since that game was supposed to be on Wii and they didn't have it there, that game was so inspired by Nintendo. I would like to see a really, like, disgustingly difficult platformer on it.
You know, if they don't have that, what was it, Mighty Switch Force?
Yeah, that Way Forward game. That game was all right. There was two of those.
If they don't have that as a launch title, that's a real missed opportunity. Switch.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, it's just because you live in this world of puns. Like, I want to know the puns that don't make the cut for coming out of your mouth. You have so many.
No, you don't.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely some big first-party ones. Third-party stuff, man, I don't...
You'll be under punishment.
What, if you were to give your puns unfiltered?
Punishment.
Oh, God damn it. Right over my head. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Third-party stuff, I don't know. I hope that indies explode on it. I'd love to see Rogue Legacy. I'd rebuy that. I'd play that again or something like it.
Power Blade 3.
There you go.
Journey to Silius 2.
Suikoden 5. I don't even know what they're on. So, yeah, I mean, there's some that I guess we'd like. I want a new IP, too. Like, something that they tell me Shigeru Miyamoto made, even if he wasn't really involved, and I just believe that magic is there.
Devil World 2.
Yeah, yes. I haven't played Devilman yet. I need to get to that. I haven't revisited again, I should say. So, yeah. I Am Setsuna. Look for that. I think that'd be a really cool game to have, or to get at launch. Also, speaking of the Switch, we, as a group, I feel we're wrong about our SD cards talk last week. I am, however, glad, Dustin, that we were skeptical of being definitive about it being a poor choice.
Right.
I was very relieved because where I got that information, where I'm assuming part of where the information came from for Zarek was Total Biscuit's video kind of talking about his thoughts on the Switch. And one of the things he brought up was how much slower SD cards are than even old mechanical hard drives that are in laptops, those 5400 RPM laptops. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the nuts and bolts of how memory and hard drives work and whatnot, those drives were measured in sequential writes, and that's what looked like it wouldn't be any good and cause long load times. Mm-hmm. But SD cards allow for good random read and write. It still might not be that fast, but you can locate that information quicker than like a spinning disk, I guess is the general thought process. Yeah. And even though Nintendo Switch only has 32 gigs of memory on it, it's still flash memory in the card, or in the actual console, right? Mm-hmm. So they are supposedly going to be using that for cache. Kind of like if you would have one of those hybrid drives that has a solid state drive in it, but also has like a big extra drive to it. So it seems like it's going to use some sort of system sort of like that. So maybe the load times won't be bad. It'll cache just the memory that it needs and be quickly accessible because it'll be the native system, even if you have a slower card. So this might not be a big issue as far as load times and stuff. Again, we got to wait and see. If you get wrapped up in specs over Nintendo, you're going to pull your hair out and be so pissed. Yeah. It's just how it is, and even though the Wii U didn't sell well and it's an underpowered console, I love the Wii U, and I played some great games on it, and I expect that out of the Switch, too.
I imagine Ninja Gaiden 4 won't be bigger than a meg anyway, so...
No. Except for that online functionality.
Yeah.
Speaking of online functionality and Nintendo real quick.
It's competitive multiplayer. You play as the birds.
That's cheap. You're too OP. You get to respawn constantly. And then Alligator also asked, do we think that the Switch will be Nintendo's 4K console, like the PS4 Pro? Oh, absolutely not. No way. Mm-hmm. Nope. Most games will barely get to 1080p. It's just not.
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's no reason for it to need 4K, because they're not looking at it as having media consumption functionality, from my understanding at this point. Yeah. Like Netflix isn't launching with it, so that's clearly not a priority for them. And a lot of people that want Netflix with a current console, like if that's a main reason that you want it, those consoles do 4K. Or at least upscaling. So, no, I don't. But speaking of Nintendo and... God, I had a good segue, but I read the question. I should have done the question after the comment. I just wanted to talk about Giant Bomb doing a video or a series called This Is the Run. And it's Vinny Caravella and Dan Reichert, 2-player getting through Contra.
No.
And they just sit down and they have one go, and then the video ends. So every video they keep making progress, and that's one of the games I consider myself an expert at Contra. And to watch them like learn the things that I love, like little nuances and bullshit that you eventually get used to see them like getting better and better is so much fun. And there's so many like super tense moments that have made my Giant Bomb subscription for 2017 already worth it. This one series alone, these 8 videos I've watched so far. And there's the gag where they say this is the run and they fail, but they're getting better and it's just so funny. So if you see the sale that usually happens in the summertime, Dustin, and you got $35 extra, it might be worth it just for this series alone. They're as good as Vinnyvania, and because I'm biased and love Contra, it's up there with the Chrono Trigger Endurance Run. It's one of my favorite series I've ever seen on Giant Bomb.
Sweet.
It's fun.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb, dude. I went and saw Video Games Live.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just totally forgot to talk about that on your video game podcast?
With my co-host who loves music. Yeah, I went and saw Video Games Live. My nephew got tickets.
Okay.
Like my wife's nephew, so he's like...
He's your nephew. We've talked about this before. He's your nephew. Unless you get divorced from Kim, he's straight up your nephew.
He is now. I would have called him nephew-in-law because he introduced Minecraft into my home.
Oh, that's totally fair. You can relegate him
to... back in my good graces.
Okay, because of this?
Yeah.
I'm glad to know you can be bought. It's good for me to know.
Yeah, the character's up for grabs. It's fine. But yeah, he said that he might get tickets to like go see some video game music played live, and I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. And so I took him. He wanted me to go with him because he knows I love video games. And we get there, and I look at the tickets. It's at the Nashville Symphony Hall. And I look at Alligator agrees. He's your nephew. I look at the tickets and it says Video Games Live, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Like Tommy Tallarico,
yeah.
Video Games Live. Like, although he wasn't there. But yeah, it was hilarious seeing like. So this Symphony Hall is like you're supposed to be. Like you expect to see like super rich guys and ladies in like gowns and tuxedos. Like this place is like opulent. It's immaculate. It's awesome. But it's this Symphony Hall that looks amazing, and there's some chick dressed as Zelda or Link cosplaying as like Legend of Zelda characters, and then there's like 1,500 chubby dudes wearing Sonic t-shirts, and it was just this really weird juxtaposition of cultures.
We had that one time. Sorry to jump in, but it reminds me of Glass City Con. There was a minor league baseball game happening that night, and players from the visiting team were staying in the main hotel that the cosplay or the convention was happening in. And I'm there. I don't cosplay, so I look just like a regular Joe. And these dudes are weirded out. They're professional athletes. It's all they've known, right? And they're like, where did they put us? This is some strange stuff. So, yeah, that was a fun elevator ride.
It's like 15 middle-aged men dressed as Sephiroth.
Yes. There was, not quite Sephiroth, but there was a dude cosplaying as General Zod from the new Superman movies.
Oh, word.
It was pretty badass. Pretty intimidating costume.
I'm sure that just wasn't Michael Shannon. He was just there.
Yeah. It was, I saw him with the helmet off. The kid's dad cosplayed as like some drunk fat video game guy, and like the crowd went nuts over this dude. It was awesome. It was a fun con. So, okay, but yes, back to Video Games Live. So you see the cosplayers. Had your nephew ever been around anything like that?
I don't think so, but he wasn't super weirded out by it. He, he was pretty cool with it. We just kind of found our way in, and it took a minute for the doors to open, so we got some drinks.
Okay. So talk me through like the performance and stuff.
So they started off with a medley. What Contra was part of it. That's why I remembered.
Gotcha.
They did the first level.
Jungle theme, in case you...
Yeah. They, of course, started with Pong, because anything related to video games has to start with Pong.
Seems fair.
Then they did... Let's see. They did Sonic, Uncharted 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is in order. They did Super Mario, and like it was really cool because the Sonic stuff was introduced by Yuji Naka, a video.
Oh, okay.
Introducing it.
I was like, holy shit.
He wasn't there.
Like,
I would have rushed the stage.
Yeah, right. Like he's a god of video game composer.
Yeah, you would have seen me in the news. And then Koji Kondo introduced the Sonic. Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. Koji Kondo. He
did both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he introduced both. Thought he was in did Nintendo. Okay.
They did Mass Effect. They did Legend of Zelda to finish in quotation marks. They also they of course did an encore.
Mm-hmm.
And they did what was the skeleton adventure game that just got remastered?
Skeleton adventure game
from the Day of the Tentacle guys, Maniac Mansion guys.
Day of the Tentacle, wasn't that Double Fine?
Was that
or was that a
back in the day?
No, God, I'm embarrassed. I'm not. Was it Sierra? No, wouldn't have been.
I don't know if they were Double Fine back in the day.
LucasArts, I don't know. But they did one of those. Something from that. Okay.
They did some music from that, and yeah, it was great.
Grim Fandango.
Yes, thank you.
Fine, I can picture, and that is Double Fine. I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
We won't stake our reputations on it.
We will not. We will stake our reputations on Nintendo technology speculation.
Yeah.
But not about Grim Fandango. It was funny when you mentioned like those clues, I could picture that face.
Yeah.
Everyone loves that game, but no one bought it kind of thing. That's the story of that. Definitely a Tim Schafer joint. So, cool. I guess moving on. Let's see. One last thing I wanted to talk about. This is not Nintendo related. Starcade is it's been picked up to come back. If you're not familiar, Starcade was a show in the early 80s that showed just people playing arcade cabinets. But as the article from Engadget stated, in more of a serious tone. It wasn't like Nick Arcade or whatever. It was just like to play games. It took video games kind of seriously, I guess.
Yeah.
I've seen some of this on like YouTube and whatnot, but I don't have any recollection of this from when I was a kid. I was too young.
Same here.
I would have been we would have been like 1 to 3 when this was airing.
Yeah,
and
something like that.
And I don't remember it being syndicated at all or anything like that. So, but I'll watch it. It's
yeah.
Before they had like video game trivia competition challenges, just like a more dry Nick Arcade or Double Dare almost, you know.
So did they actually play arcade games?
Yeah. If it's what I'm thinking of.
I don't remember.
Like I remember a stereotypical 30, 40-year-old like single old nerd lives in his mom's basement still style, and like a 10-year-old girl like being interviewed and then playing a cabinet. And I'm positive that was Starcade. Maybe I was wrong, but
okay.
I feel like I saw people playing games on that, not just answering questions about them. So, but
I hope they pick from like all the arcade cabinets that exist now.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's going to be like that Terminator game that's in every arcade, a Fast and the Furious racing game, and like an Angry Birds.
I would.
Cabinet.
That new multiplayer Pac-Man's pretty rad. I'd be that DX style. That'd be super cool. I would like to see. I just had one in mind. I want to see some of those Japanese rhythm games.
Oh yeah,
a GGB or like awesome. Guitar Freaks or something like that. Like that'd be rad.
But you want like a savant to come in and play them.
Yeah. Well, America versus like Japan. I personally know some people that are unbelievable at those because my buddy is a collector of those machines. And people from, like, he's got several machines where there's, like, 3 in the U.S.
Wow.
And people drive hundreds of miles to play his games because he'll take them to conventions or have them in, like, a local game shop. Like, he's telling me about Juju Beat when it came out, and I'm like, yeah, it's a really neat, fun game. But I didn't see...
Seems a little anti-Semitic.
Okay, it's UU, but it does sound that. Beating Jews. We don't want to do that. But as he's like telling me how he got this game, like I'm not understanding the rarity of it. At that time, there were 3 in the U.S., period.
Man.
And it was, and I just heard Drew Scanlon talking about that being one of his favorite games from his recent trip to Japan. And I'm like, I know that. I've played that. I played the model before the one you played.
That's awesome.
So it's just neat. Like, he's got a whole bunch of, like, Poppin' and Technica, and he's got some really sweet stuff. So, I don't know. I'd like to see some of those in Starcade, because they are fun. I don't know. We all like to
borrow from your friend.
Oh, yeah, it'd make his wife happy. Like,
they should rent it from your friend, so he makes like $1 billion.
K-Dog's Arcade, do it. Because we know the Starcade people listen, so it's our show. That's great. I just hope that, I enjoy the trivia segments, assuming that they're going to have them.
Mm.
If there's no deep cuts, I'll be, it won't engage me.
Yeah.
And this has got to be a show for some, like, people really into video games. I don't think casual people are going to want to watch a reboot of Starcade.
Yeah, well, I hope they ask old stuff. I don't know anything about Call of Duty, so if they're like, the second chance perk was added in which Call of Duty? Call of Duty Black Ops 3? Call of Duty...
Yeah, I guess I just like it to be really broad, so you get a mix of old and young people on there, and everyone's kind of got a chance.
Yeah.
That way, it's kind of like Jeopardy, where you just are like, I'm rooting for you tonight. Like, just flat out, I don't know why, I'm rooting for you. I want that, and it doesn't matter if someone's young or old or male or female, whatever race, something about certain people, I just root for them. And I want that effect on Starcade. So hopefully, like, it'd just be fun. Like, anybody could win. That's just great.
Just not that guy on the end. That guy can go to hell.
Not the who?
Not that guy on the end. That guy can go to hell.
Yeah, screw C3. So, all right, man. Well, it is time to talk about our YouTube channel of the week, and then we'll get into what games we've been playing. So, Dustin, who are we featuring this week?
We're going with Jordan Underneath.
I am not familiar with Jordan Underneath. You didn't give me a chance to watch videos. You threw this in late.
Yeah, I did. I didn't add the channel so you can put it in the description.
I'm getting it.
So yeah, Jordan Underneath is one of the guys who loves to do horror games, or just basically all horror games. Like, he does psychological horror and other stuff. But he, a lot of the times, will put on makeup, including contacts, and it looks amazing. And it, like, the time and effort it takes for him to put on makeup for one single video, for just one character in one single video, is probably greater than I've ever put into, like, all my videos combined.
I know who this is. I've seen this avatar before.
Yeah.
Or, like, yeah.
You probably seen him in our
sub feed,
like, recommended, or yeah.
Yep.
But I recommend his Silent Hill series.
How many? He's got that pinned at the top of his. Like, if you just go to his YouTube, like, Jordan Underneath, one of the segments on his main page is the Silent Hill series. So he's got a whole month of it.
Yeah, he did 1, 2, 3, and the 2 movies.
Sweet.
So he covers a bunch.
You'll be disappointed in me. I downloaded the Resident Evil 7 demo.
Uh-huh.
And I I was all ready and just couldn't. I'm like, I'm not in the mood to get scared right now. I'm just not. I hate that feeling so much. I'm such a wimp. Well, cool. Jordan underneath. You gotta love people that put like a lot of effort and production in their stuff.
Yeah, he does. Holy cow.
I should start using makeup. It'd probably help our subs go up. Get more views. I don't have the rock jawline that Twitch has been in love with like you have. So, we do have another question from Twitch. Sarah Rux asks, "What do you guys think today's version of politics and business, or how do you think today's version of politics and business can affect the future of the gaming community?" I would be nervous about it getting staying as divisive as Gamergate was. There were people on both sides of that were pretty aggressive. I'm a little nervous about that not kind of going away, I guess, regardless of which side of the...
I don't know. I don't think... I may be completely wrong, but I think most of that is kind of behind us. I think that kind of reached its peak.
Okay.
And the people who had like really strong opinions kind of look like psychos at this point.
I would agree.
I think throughout all of politics at this point, that's the case. But even at its worst, I think both sides of the aisle that were like super, super loud were a very small contingent, and most of us were just crotchety old men telling, like, wondering what all these kids are doing.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I just hope that people... I'm nervous about people conflating political views with video game opinions for some reason. Like, I would hate to see somebody that is really liberal, like, automatically not like a game recommendation from someone that's considered conservative, just based on that, instead of, like, realizing that there's taste outside of just, like, whether you're left or right or not. There's a lot there. Because there's definitely a lot of people politically I don't agree with that are very dear friends of mine, and whenever they recommend stuff, movies, shows, games, I give them a lot of credit for it. So, I hope that you're right. Yeah, maybe it's just because our Twitter feed's full of so many people that are still like...
I tried to winnow that down.
It didn't... You ticked a couple off that I had to put back, but just a couple. There's one person, I'm like, I haven't seen anything from them in a long ass time, and sure enough, I go back, and I'm like, and we're not following them. I'm like, that must have been part of the purge, like, for sure. Dustin was mad, and but yeah, you're probably right that it's kind of all behind us, and maybe we'll just have little spouts of loud people.
Yeah,
and generally the community.
Occasionally, Anita Sarkeesian's going to say something stupid.
Yeah,
and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, hey, she's still alive. Whatever. I'm going to go back to playing Deus Ex."
Yeah, now that I think about it a little bit, you probably definitely right, because there's no way the community is going to shrink. Like, everyone plays video games now, like with phones and whatnot. So it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger, which will inherently drown out like the crazies on whatever side of argument you're having. So, Tony, our good buddy Tony, co-founder of Classic Elite, says, speaking of politics, did you guys see Trump the Triumph dog at the inauguration? I did not, but Tony says it's hilarious. I haven't seen Triumph. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a funny Triumph thing in a long, long time. So I will have to check that out. I'll go in with low expectations.
Last one I saw of his, he was talking to college students, and that was hilarious.
Okay.
That was recommended by, to give you an idea, it was recommended by Ben Shapiro.
Okay. Good old Ben. That dude, even if you don't agree with him, like, he's so sharp with his jokes. He is so funny. He's got that kind of British humor. I guess what we in America think of as British humor, that kind of dry, quick wit, and then kind of moves on. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss the joke. But if you do, it hits hard. Kind of that stuff. All right, I will go check out some Triumph. That sounds great. Tony said he hadn't seen one in years. He doesn't like politics, but it was really funny. So I will definitely check that out. Good old Triumph. Yeah, so Desrex, I'm now optimistic. Dustin's convinced me. We can just unfollow the people then. Nobody follow them back. So, but good question. Really good question. I appreciate you willing to ask a political question to us, I guess. I don't know. Usually we have like, hey, send me a dick pic or whatever from Twitch. So to get like thoughtful questions is really nice. But all right, man, let's talk about what games we have been playing. I saw you were streaming before we started.
Yep.
And I didn't watch the stream. I was getting ready, eating dinner. So Resident Evil 7, first impressions?
So far, so good.
All right, nice.
Yeah. I don't have a VR, so I wasn't playing in VR, as anyone who listens to the podcast knows. Don't be optimistic for something I recommend. I'm usually a huge letdown. That's from Tony.
Emo Tony.
But yeah, I was playing it with headphones, and that's really cool.
I heard the
stereo.
I heard the sound design's excellent.
Yeah. I got through about an hour of it. It's all in first person so far. I'm assuming it's all in first person, period.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this game. I played the demo when it first came out. There has since been stuff added to it, from what I understand. I haven't gone back to it since I played it the one time.
Okay.
But apparently they were like updating the demo over and over and with like additional content. But yeah, so far it's extremely unnerving and kind of difficult.
I've heard that when you miss a shot, just like old Resident Evil, you feel like, shit, I just lost a bullet. I wasted it.
But I was fighting the first aggressive enemy, and I died to it the first time. And like I died to it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is supposed to happen." And it was like, "You are dead. You want to retry?" I was like, "Oh, that's not supposed to happen." Okay, but when I retried, it's like restarted right there. So
okay, cool.
It's not like the old ink ribbon. Like you didn't save, you suck. Go start from the beginning.
I need to man up and
play all the horror games. Yes.
Yeah, yes, I really do. I know I could get desensitized to it like really easily and it not bother me, but like when something is scary, like it hits hard for me. Where like you and my brother, no big deal. Like horror's nothing, right?
Yeah.
To me, it takes a lot for me to like sit down and go through a horror movie, and I know I could get used to it, but it's kind of fun. Like I watched It Follows, and it was like really tense, trying to figure out what's going to happen. There is a new documentary on HBO about the Slender Man.
Oh, okay.
And I could have sworn I remembered hearing this. They said it's based on a true story, so I think I did. 2 girls that killed their friend by stabbing her to appease the Slender Man.
Yep.
They did a documentary about that.
That's cool.
So I want to see that. Did you ever go through and watch those Marble Hornets?
Mm-hmm.
Those like spooked me out. But it's because I'm not, like I'm a wimp with it.
Those are spooky. Like those got me a couple times.
So, yeah. Another time at a con, this dude was cosplaying as the Slender Man. He was this tall, skinny dude, and he was just standing in front of an elevator. So it would just open, and randomly there was a Slender Man there. It was amazing. It worked so well. So yeah, I'm glad that you kind of like Resident Evil, that it's going to start well. Did you get it on PlayStation, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Did you get disc or did you download it?
Oh, disc. Come on.
Hey,
come on.
That's okay. That was a very poor question.
You know what you should do? You should start with Outlast and play through Outlast. And then every other game would probably be a cakewalk from that point forward.
I don't want to do that. I want to ramp up to it almost. I don't know. Because it couldn't... Like, what if I love that? And then nothing else holds up?
Yeah, that's a good point. I couldn't play Amnesia after that because it wasn't as good. I was like, I'd rather be playing Outlast right now.
Yeah.
But that's from the same guys who made Selma. So
I was going to say, you got someone creeping around in there. You think you'll... I mean, you play a lot of Resident Evil. You think you'll finish it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I started RE4, finally. It did... Either my Steam Link was screwing up, or I don't like those controls, and was not in the mood to learn a new control scheme.
Like
I could only move the camera to look over, and then it would snap back to where I was.
Oh, yeah.
And it wouldn't allow me to... So I'd be walking upstairs, and it would only have the camera down at the stairs. Like, it never felt like... They were... Like, the character was naturally looking where you would naturally look, even if they were going to, like, box you in and make you feel claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I'm walking upstairs and not even looking straight ahead, so I can't even see the top of the stairs. And I would try to pan around, and it would always snap back to this weird... kind of uncomfortable middle ground, and the only time it felt normal was when I did get attacked by the first enemy, and I pulled out the gun and a reticle and then had to, fire the bullet, and that felt video gamey. Everything else felt like I was fighting what I was supposed to be doing. Hey, the Yora's back. What's up, man?
What's going on, dude?
Good to see you, bud. Coming in from the UK, which is awesome. He's the one from, I believe, he said Manchester, not Portugal, and not Northern Ireland. We know that much. So, good to see you again, man. Appreciate it. So, yeah, any other thoughts on RE7?
It looks good, and it's pretty balls out from the beginning.
Oh, okay, good. It's gotten good reviews. It seems like it's good for... the duration. Lots of 7s, 8s, lots of goods and greats.
All right. Did you mean to
run that? No, not at all. Wow.
I thought you were like freestyling.
I've been watching too much Player with Power.
Shout out to Player with Power, man. He's great.
So, yeah, what else you been doing?
I played some Ratchet and Clank with Solly. I will start it and give him the controller, and then he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, can you help me with something?" I'll come in and he'll have made progress. And he'll be like, "Dude, where are you? I don't recognize this. Like, what's going on?"
He's been getting you some trophies. I fired up the PS4 the other day, and it was like, Dustin has like X amount of trophies on Ratchet and Clank. I'm like, all right, it's been...
Yeah. If he grows up and he's super into trophies, he's going to be pissed that they're under my profile and not his.
Yeah. There will be... No, that'll be... The clean break will be 13. It seems like a good time to like, okay, that's when you're allowed to have a restricted Facebook or a restricted YouTube account. Okay, you can have a Steam profile kind of thing.
That'll be like his e-bot mitzvah.
That's funny.
But yeah, the game's still great. I don't play, like, I don't get super deep into it because it's usually Solomon playing.
Sure.
But I look forward to finishing it and then like starting it over and like New Game Plus and trying to upgrade all the weapons and that kind of thing.
It is really a neat game. It's too bad that the movie stinks.
It's not that bad.
You've given the most positive review of that movie out of anybody I've heard.
Mm.
It's the kind of like 5 out of 10. If your kid's gonna watch it, that's fine. But everything I've heard, it was the characters weren't like engaging like you would hope from a Pixar movie, even though they look good.
Yeah, like
things just kind of happen or whatever. Whereas the game makes you feel invested in those characters.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I did take my son. That was like the first thing I took Solly to see.
Yeah. So there's the...
So Yeah, nostalgia, kind of biased.
And this sentimental stuff.
Yeah. It's my favorite movie ever, I'm just saying.
Pre-ordered on Blu-ray. It's probably out on Blu-ray. Well, that's cool. I think it's pretty funny that you come to help him and you have no idea because he's
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He's like so far in the game. John Wick 2, Chapter 2 is coming out in like 15 days or something.
I know. Early February. I haven't been to a theater since Rogue One, which I guess isn't that long ago. I only see about 2 or 3 movies a year at the theater. Mm-hmm. I got to find some friends to go see John Wick, and I'm actually might consider going myself, which I've never gone to a movie myself before.
Just by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best, man.
That's what I hear. But I've never done that.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done that, and I might for John Wick too. I'm really excited to see that movie. Oh, yeah. This is unrelated, but Alex Winter, who played Bill, I just get them mixed up.
Yes.
Yeah, he played Bill. Keanu Reeves is Ted, right? So
yeah.
Bill directed this like nerdy 11-minute movie called like Odyssey of Time or something, and it's starring like Stephen Hawking and Keanu Reeves and whoever played Uhura, that lady's name from the new Star Trek. She's like the star of it, and it's
from the new stuff.
Yeah, from the new stuff.
Zoe Saldana.
Yes.
Oh wow!
And it's this short, goofy like. It's just a goofy, nerdy little like short film thing. And it's not like well produced or anything, but it's really got Stephen Hawking. It's really got Keanu Reeves. It's really got Zoe Saldana. It's like 11 minutes, and they have all these like nerdy like jokes in it. It's great, and it's really great. I'm gonna have to try to remember to link that. And I forget what it's called, like Odyssey in Time or something like that. It was funny, and I like Alex Winter too. Watching him in interviews from Bill and Ted movies. Like, man, I wish that guy was more of a star. I like him. So when I saw he directed like a little nerd thing, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go check that out. And then I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then you've also been playing some more Mankind Divided.
Yep. Hold on. Tony asks, let's see. Frustrating I missed the Resident Evil talk. I didn't really talk about it much. I played it for an hour, and it's good so far. And he asked if either of us are pumped for the new movie.
I just learned there was a new movie the other day.
Same here. I really fell off the wagon with the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies. Maybe 2 movies ago? I don't even know how many there are, of which ones I've seen.
I've never seen one. So no, I'm not pumped.
I'm pretty stoked there's a new CG Resident Evil movie coming out.
Okay.
It'll be the 3rd one. And those are good. They're like Resident Evil games in movie form.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So you feel like claustrophobic and stuff and...
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like... He finds stuff... Like, it's... they always star Leon. He goes through, he finds stuff. Zombies attack. There's a self-destruct sequence. It's... Yeah. It's a Resident Evil game movie.
I wonder why that's not talked about more. Because video game movies are panned so much. Not that it's great or anything, but like it's not bad. And everybody talks about video game movies as being so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's made like in-house at Capcom too, so it looks fantastic. Like all the CG is good.
Cool.
Kind of fan are you if you don't watch the 7 Set B movie series? I don't know. Paul W.S. Anderson hasn't... those movies lost me after the second one, really, because it got weird. She became like a infected superhero, and she starred in every one of them because she's married to Paul W.S. Anderson. And like, I like Mortal Kombat. He directed that. That movie was good.
The first one?
Yeah.
I liked that.
I'd watch that right now.
Yes. Yeah, I would. It's
after
dumb, but it's good.
Surf Ninjas.
You don't want to do that. You gotta go surf. You gotta go Mortal Kombat first. I like Surf Ninjas more.
Ooh, okay.
I don't want to slug through it.
Rob Schneider would agree.
You can do it. The only funny part about Waterboy was him yelling that.
Well, not one of my favorite parts is when he was like Gatorade. That was pretty funny.
I don't remember that part. I saw that once in the theater when it came out. I was more willing to like movies that were crappy, and I didn't even like it then when that came out.
Ooh.
Like American Pie, like it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I'm not really, but just to give you an idea of what I was willing to accept as hilarious.
Yeah.
And this didn't. Gatorade is, but Gatorade is better. Okay, now when Tony says, I do remember that.
Use it on the field. Yeah. Speaking of Gatorade, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I started playing some of that, and the streaming didn't seem to want to work.
Yeah, I was watching the beginning of the video, and you said that you had like started it several times before, and you're like, yeah, the video manager on YouTube's going to be all screwed up for a while.
Right, yeah. But I started it, and I was playing, and my stream health went green, and I started playing. I was all, yay, let's do this, and then the thumbnail was still there like 11 minutes later. Because usually it kicks on and you can see the stream play.
Yeah.
So I was like, what to do? So I stop it, and I'm like tinkering with it, and it got to where YouTube would, despite the fact that I would like go in and restart the stream or stop the stream and refresh, it would say the stream is starting and give me the green bar. Like it never said offline or anything.
Oh, but did it also never say live or whatever? It was just constantly...
Right, it was constantly starting.
Dude, I do not understand. Every time I click go live, it feels like utter magic. I could not walk through the troubleshooting of getting it going. I'm amazed we have this working. I'm amazed I can stream on our YouTube channel, and it feels just kind of brute force, just trying stuff, and then when it works, you just like leave it alone. Like, okay, it's working. Don't touch anything.
You should back away really slowly,
right?
But yeah, that's the first time that the beta sign beside streaming actually like made me like, okay, yeah, this doesn't work every single time. But it's worked every single time since then because I just streamed with no problem. But yeah, I played that for a good...
It's like 2 hours or so.
Yeah, like I time traveled that day. I was supposed to be somewhere at like 3:30, and by the time I realized what time it was like 3:08 or something. I was like, well, that's a bummer. I guess I got to look this up. But I started off in the bank where I was having a lot of problems trying to break into all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I must have just been tired or something because when I was playing this time, it was like Ocean's 11, but with one dude.
Sweet.
With robot arms. It was awesome. Like I cleared the bank, no problem. I was knocking out guards left and right.
Cartwheel through some lasers on your way to it.
That's right. Yes. Capoeira through the lasers. That game's good. Like I was super feeling it. Stream before last, and then I got to the bank and I was like, maybe not. And then I started playing it this weekend. I was like, yes, I'm back on board.
Sweet.
Like I got some praxis kits, and I got some more that's you use to unlock. That's your unlock points, basically.
Okay.
And I unlocked some more augmentations. I can like totally go full on like Predator optic camouflage right now.
Oh, okay.
So I can optic camouflage and then go hack something, and someone won't see me hacking. I won't get shot in the back while I'm punching deck in the Matrix.
Are there different like is it like Dishonored maybe or Metal Gear where there's like game incentives to be stealth? Or is it just like it makes more sense to be stealth? It's not like an achievement or something? You know what I mean?
You have equipment and augmentations that will allow you to do either one.
Okay.
If you unlock and have the right stuff, then you could go in there guns blazing.
Okay. So it's up to you.
And kill everybody. Yeah, it's really your play style. And
Cool.
I like sneaking around. It feels good.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get into Hitman.
Yeah.
I know you're not too much into PC, but once you, it is the most Dustin ass game I've ever played. It's pretty cool. You'll love it. You really
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And like goofy random stuff happens, so you're gonna get your Just Cause fix while being stealthy. I'm telling you, it's a Dustin ass game like you wouldn't believe. Like there's stat points, collectibles. Yeah. If there were dragons, you'd have it tattooed on your body.
I may anyway. Who knows?
Yeah. You shave your head in the back, get a little tattoo there, and grow your hair over it.
I served with the guy who did that.
Oh yeah?
Not for Hitman. He just put a barcode on the back of his neck. He was kind of a crazy dude.
I would say that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he was on our team.
He was actually he actually kind of resembled Jocko Willink,
Really?
to give you an idea what he looked like. Just like
I'd be intimidated if Jocko came up and I saw he had a barcode on the back. I'd be like, D-Day has arrived. That is a Terminator. I am terrified. Where's the real one so we can combat this?
he was just always completely shaven bald, like always pissed off look on his face. Big dude, yeah.
I hate waking up in the morning. I'm just not a morning person at all. But like
Yeah.
I watch, I can never Jarko. I always can never pronounce his first name. Jarko.
Oh,
Jocko.
Jocko.
I watch him explain like why getting up at 4:30 is like the good thing to do. And I get that makes no sense to me, right? With my body chemistry and stuff. I watch his video and I'm like, damn it, I'm getting up at 4:30 tomorrow. He's just the most motivating. His interview with Sam Harris on Sam Harris's podcast is unbelievable. If you like military strategy and stuff,
Yeah.
it's just
I think you shared that with me.
it's so insightful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's when I'm president, he's gonna be my Mattis.
I'd be like, whatever, Jocko. Listen, I got the night shift, dude. You wake up at 4:30.
That's his.
I'll
point.
still be awake. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
So, well, cool, man. Mankind Divided. It's good. Anything else you wanted to chat about from this last week?
I don't remember if I talked about Fallout 4. I played some of that.
You just mentioned that you liked it and that you like it more than it seems like the general consensus did or was.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't been updated since then. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
More stuff coming out.
What?
There's so much stuff that's come out that I haven't played yet. I'm trying to catch up.
There's so much stuff coming out, and I'm playing old games.
Yeah.
I got real into Mega Man 3. I was watching Giant Bomb premium content, of course, and Alex Navarro is playing through Mega Man 3 at the moment, and I was watching him play, and I was getting frustrated at some of his deaths, but then I remember struggling with that slide too, because I like Mega Man 2 the best. So I'm not good at the timing of those slides, and he was really struggling with that. And he made a comment about he grew up on Mega Man 2, so he's having to get used to the slide mechanic. Yeah, man. Once you get in the groove of it, it's awesome. It's easy. It makes sense, but it's a little tough to get used to at first. You got to hit down and jump just with good timing to slide right. And I just loved it. Like, I'm just sitting here playing it, and I beat all the bosses, and then you go refight bosses in a new stage. I totally forgot you refought some of the Mega Man 2 bosses.
Oh, yeah.
I'd had that, like, shown to me in, like, YouTube videos before, but I totally forgot that happened. So I get to Woodman, and I'm like, oh, this is rad. But I don't have Metal Blade. What am I going to do? Like, what do these weapons work? And it's just been really fun. I'm playing it through my Steam Link on through the Mega Man Legacy Collection.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I've used, like, the normal password stuff because I do have the cart, so I might play some on stream. Having a save system on that game is absolutely incredible. I'm not letting myself cheese it where I get through the stage, hit save, and then just restart the boss over and over until I beat him. I'm doing it the old way, but it's super convenient to just fire it up. You don't have to enter any passwords, no codes. You just hit load and you're right there. Which when you're in an NES mindset, just feels glorious. You know, I would be pissed if it didn't work that way in a regular game, but I'm forgiving for that style. So Mega Man 3 is... I'm starting to understand why people do like it a lot, and maybe more than Mega Man 2. I don't think I can ever be converted to that, but I do like the slide mechanic a whole lot. I would love to have that be in Mega Man 2 and have some levels designed around doing that. So I'm coming around on that game. I played through Oh, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just going through.
See you, Tony. Thanks for joining, man. I played through Jaws on the stream last night on our YouTube channel. So if you're curious, you can watch me play through Jaws.
That's another thing. When it comes to streaming, your streams always say fair.
Yes.
And Sam, listen, man. Don't push it.
Yeah, Mega Man is amazing. Mega Man sucks. Like, if we ever get mod tools, that might be the only phrase we put in auto ban. I'm just kidding, Sam. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the stream. Put down the Pong. I love Mega Man. Sorry, man. We got wrinkles on our faces.
Yeah, real crotchety men over here, man.
Yeah, sorry.
What was I saying? You always have the fair bar. You usually say that your stream says fair.
Yeah.
Your health, but your streams always look fantastic.
I was curious about that too. I don't know what. I think I'm pushing it like right to the max. With the Elgato software. Maybe something with that. I don't know. And I get nervous because then I'm going back and I buffered through some of the Jaws video and it seemed fine.
Yeah, everything I saw on it was great.
Cool. Thank you. I choked. I was getting all cocky and I was trying to like show how far you can get into the game and how to unlock certain things. And I got a game over. Dustin, I haven't gotten a game over in Jaws in 15 years. And I do it on stream. And I was embarrassed that I got it. And that's such a short game that I just started another game right away. Like in the same stream and beat it. Like just it would have drove me nuts. I wouldn't have slept that night if I didn't beat it on stream. So I didn't get to show everybody the sub that you can get, the submarine, but that's okay.
Sub for sub.
Sub for sub. It's just that's gotta be the best LJN published game.
Yeah.
And when I got to the end, I realized there are no credits.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
But
that was a really 80s looking like beach shot.
It was beautiful, right? But
yeah, lots of pinks and blues, pastels.
Yeah, like straight up like Miami Vice kind of vibe. But yeah, it didn't give credit to anybody. And I remember, I think it was Angry Video Game Nerd said that LJN just published games that other people developed them.
Mm.
But if there's no credits, blame falls on LJN for that game. I love it, but most people don't like Jaws.
We'll never know who made it.
Never. That's one of those things that's got to drive people like Pat the NES Punk that made that coffee table book reviewing every NES game, but it also has like facts about the game and like publishers' release dates. Like, you might think that would be documented somewhere, but like that's got to be hard to find. Who the hell made Jaws? Who composed the music in Jaws? Who did the art assets for Jaws?
That one song.
Yeah, it's good. No, there's a couple little tunes, but the underwater song. I think I commented about that, saying like, yeah, I can listen to this over and over. Like, it's not jarring. There are LJN games where like the background music is like, oh, just knock it off. Or if you go to a new screen and a song starts again, I don't think that was an LJN game. So it's like something castles, like Dark Castles, Crystal Castles.
Deadly Towers?
Deadly Towers. I'm thinking of indie bands. Deadly Towers had that where you change screen and the first, like, the song just starts over instead of, like, looping like Zelda did.
Oh, man.
So you'd hear the first 3 seconds of the song over and over. So I played Jaws, played some Mega Man, and then also I finally have unlocked Groove Music in Forza 3. So I got my OneDrive on Microsoft set up, and I start uploading songs. You get 5 free gigs on OneDrive, which is cool. That'll hold a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just been uploading songs to that, and I need to make a Forza playlist, and then the game will just recognize it and just play through my catalog of what I've uploaded to OneDrive instead of whatever they have. It'll just be my own personal radio station.
You should make a playlist of the first game's soundtrack and play that.
That's a good idea, actually.
That game's soundtrack was excellent.
I did add some of that stuff. Like, I have, like, Tool to Prodigy. Like, Skrillex to Nine Inch Nails. Like, and a bunch of chiptune stuff. Like some 90s rock, like Toadies, or I got some Cake. I was going through, put some Cake in there. And I kept thinking, like, what's going to be a fun song to be driving to if like the windows were open and it's like a nice day. It's not like the greatest hits or my favorite songs necessarily. It's like my favorite songs I think I would like in the mindset of Forza. Like, if this song flipped on while I was playing Forza, would I be happy? If the answer was yes, it got uploaded. And I've got almost 2 gigs uploaded now, which is nice. So I'm excited to play that. But Forza is just a rad game. I love that game. I'm surprised it doesn't get more love in the press. It's really a phenomenal game. There's a lot. So if you really like it, you can play it indefinitely, it seems like. But if you just want to dabble, it can get overwhelming, I think. There's a million cars. There's a million upgrades. If you're hardcore about, like, you can change the torque and the steering sensitivity. Like, you can, and these are sounding like vague things. You can get real nitty gritty. You can get really granular with how you set up your car. Change the suspension around, shift the weight, like all this sorts of stuff that I don't understand how it works in a real car, so I just let Forza do it. And switching to manual transmission, or switching to automatic from manual, has still remained a good decision. A little embarrassing, but a good decision. And in real life, I can drive a manual, so that's fine. Don't you think that manuals should be required to get your driver's license for emergency purposes? I don't care that they're not made that often. Maybe it's different when I was in high school, when like a third of my friends had stick shift cars.
Yeah.
Like, it was not uncommon for a friend to have stick shift. I'm like, what if there's an emergency? You can't drive your buddy to the hospital? But, yeah.
That's why I carry a skateboard everywhere I go.
You're that guy. You're like Casey, what's his name on YouTube? Casey Neeson or something?
Casey Jones.
Okay, well, he's a cool New York hipster. Casey Jones. Except for the Shadows movie. They made him a detective. Casey Jones shouldn't want to be a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense. So,
he wants to hit people with a hockey stick. That's his thing.
That's his thing. And keep the damn mask on. They need to cast an ugly guy. Just because keep the mask on. An unknown ugly guy. Treat it like Dread. No mask off ever.
Yes.
That would be rad.
Carl Urban.
You don't even know it's Carl Urban. I got my dad to watch that movie. He's like, I enjoyed it. Your mom wouldn't have liked that. Yeah. I'm like, hey, that's Bones from the new Star Trek movies. He's like, really? I'm like, that's how good. I love Dread so much.
That movie is awesome.
There really are some really good action movies out there. There's been some really fun ones lately. So, all right, well, let's get to emails, comments, all that fun stuff, and then we will call it a show. Dustin, you want to get to Tony's email or comment first, and then I'll get through some of Demez's stuff.
All right. He says, hey, guys, hope your week is off to a great start. Thanks for the shout-out about the boxes. I know some of it was random. Glad Sully liked Finding Dory. I included it for him. I did not pull the Super Mario 3 strategy out, but that is... Hey, there's Harry Potter. But that is the way I got it from a garage sale. That makes sense, but I really like the idea of Tony, who has like 30 seconds of free time per day, like taking the time to like strip out this and put it in a folder. Dustin, glad you like StarCraft. Play through the campaign. We called it the Golden Calf at our college because we worshipped the game. By worshipped, I mean that we played it way too much. I love NASA on Instagram. I just ignore the story portion of Instagram. Great coverage of the Nintendo Switch, and I enjoyed your discussion. I will believe the 50 third-party conversations when I see some games getting released. I'm excited for some of the JRPGs, such as Fire Emblem, Xenoblade 2, and Square just confirmed I am Setsuna.
Oh, hey, there's a deep cut for us.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah. Scott, check out the Power A accessories for the Switch. Instead of the Pro Controller, they have a sweet Joy-Con template that will make them feel like a Pro Controller. I think it's called the Power A Joy-Con Comfort Grip. It is $15. Wild Guns Reloaded looks awesome. Thanks for bringing it up. Scott, awesome about your stream and learning more about an NES game, 1943. Always good to have fun and learn something you did not know about a classic game. Another great episode. Line of the week. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 206. 16?
Oh, we started with a showstopper last week. Thanks, Tony, and thanks for hanging out, man. Love when you're able to join the stream, dude. It's awesome. Yeah. And then our good friend Damez, he comments about games of the year. He says Hyperlight Drifter, so awesome, and Super Hot, so awesome. He also said it looks like ARMS for the Nintendo Switch. It looks like ARMS has done to boxing what Splatoon has done to the first-person shooter. I'm very excited and optimistic about ARMS. He actually pre-ordered ARMS, Bomberman R, Zelda, and The Binding of Isaac. Prime, 20% off, baby. Yeah, that is a great deal. If you're buying a new game, getting it on Prime, if you have that, is incredible. 20% off?
Yeah.
Like, the new Zelda is $50 for me. Like, after shipping and stuff. Like, that's just great. Yeah. It's, $12 off. Welcome to Puberty, too, by the way. That was a nice voice crack there.
Thank you.
Damez says, the right Joy-Con sideways does look bad, but don't forget who that's for. This is for the slob friend who did not pay shit for it. That's the Mad Cat side of the controller. When I read the way he said that, I cracked up. Damez says 32 gigs is fine if you buy game cards. They do not need to install. Don't forget this. That's another good point. They don't need to install. Memory is only needed for the DLC and the patches or maybe eShop stuff. It's not like the PS4 and the Xbox Ones where the games install. He also says, I saw on YouTube Thomas 3120 made an overclocked Genesis. This is talking about that overclocked Genesis that I saw. Not different guy, but he also did this. Now, this particular guy, he says he showed off. I had a lot of he's in there. He showed off in Thunder Force 4, the first stage. There's a really big snake thing that spins around full speed when it's overclocked. He put the switch on for it to be region locked as well, so he can put a pause CPU switch in too. The reason for this is that you can pause the CPU with the switch, then change the clock speed, then resume without everything crashing.
That's awesome.
So if things would get a little wonky for you, you can sit there and toggle it as you need.
Yeah.
I would imagine if you overclocked a Genesis, there'd be the potential some games would run way too fast.
The blast processing would be too much.
Too much, man.
Your Genesis would go back in time.
It's a better joke than I had. So, he also says a big reason why we need a big fat estate tax. Why would you snot-nosed... Why should the snot-nosed punk children of billionaires get all the money? Screw that, get the cash. I don't know. What would he be responding to on that?
I don't know.
I forget. He says, this is very interesting. I did not realize this. He says, now that Trump is president, games can use him without permission or licensing. That sounds true. I can't verify it. And he is Canadian, so Why would he know about U.S. law? But that's probably true because he's a public figure. There's been movies that had, like, Contact had Bill Clinton, and all this. So, and I bet they didn't have to pay for that. Who'd you pay for the likeness of the president?
The IRS.
Okay, just directly.
President tax.
President tax.
It's not as bad as the big head mo tax.
Well, that's inherent. They already all have big heads. Sam in Twitch chat, Sam Grizzle says, console players have the inferiority complex. Master race. Yeah, dude. I love PC gaming. I really, man, if you give me a solid gaming PC and a Nintendo platform, I'm just thrilled. That's my quintessential gaming setup.
What if Nintendo made a solid gaming PC?
Mind blown. Like, over. Done. No, I love... the PC is so fun because, I mean, there's things like Steam and whatnot, but I love to tinker with hardware. And I like solving problems, and I like digging for answers to stuff, so... But I don't know enough to really be, like, really smart about things, so... The way PCs are made now are basically like erector sets. So you feel like you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm overclocked and water cooled. That was super easy to do. So yeah, PC Master Race is awesome. If you're willing to roll up your sleeves a little bit, I love it.
If you really want to be cool, you got to staple your PC to the wall.
Now that is, yes, that was amazing. I would love to have a setup like that.
Yeah.
One of the things that you'll appreciate about us, Sam, I think, is we don't really care what platform you've got. If you've got a good game, that's all we care about.
Yeah, totally.
Doesn't matter. It really, truly does not matter what platform.
Unless it's on the Apple Pippin.
Well, that's just because it's impossible. Yeah. Yeah. And Philips, piss off. Although Philips still makes some really good stuff. It's just not like video game or like Media Center generally. They're doing really good stuff in medical field, as far as like a lot of like MRI type machines and stuff, and sonogram machines, and they pivoted into medical field away from games. Not that they were ever in games, but
that makes sense. Why I could play Wand of Gamelon on that MRI machine I was in that one time.
Hey, that actually would be pretty as shitty as that game is. That'd be pretty rad. Your wife's in getting a sonogram for number 2, and you're in there like getting stuck on geometry, bad pixels. I've never actually played any of those games. I only seen people on the internet play them. You ever played it? Do you have a CDI? Have you ever played that?
Not yet.
I don't, because the game library sucks so much. I'm not surprised you don't have it. You generally have obscure stuff when there's good stuff to be had to play.
Yeah, I think that those games are kind of expensive. Like, I don't know that I'd want to pay $100 for Hotel Mario.
Yeah, those 4 Mario games they had, the 3 Zeldas and that Mario, are all really expensive.
Yeah,
and they all look terrible.
Yeah, like really bad, terrible.
Yeah, like unfun. You just are collecting, which is hard. I mean, I can understand the gamification of wanting to collect everything, but that's just not my motivation. Also, Demez says that when I said Castlevania Symphony of the Night with Richter, no grinding, be aware the game does not allow grinding with Richter. What you get is all you get. No power-ups, no XP. Totally unique experience. That's cool. That's another wrinkle, another reason Castlevania is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's talking about Castlevania doesn't make Sam too mad. Dumez does say, I heard Alanis Morissette on Howard Stern's show, and she directly said that the song was about Dave Coulier. You ought to know, Dustin.
That's excellent. That might be my favorite thing right now.
That's one of those things that's like so unbelievable. You want to believe it, like, I don't know, like bizarre, weird rumors you hear about Marilyn Manson in the 90s or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, good stuff. Damez, thank you. Very insightful as always and really funny as always. So appreciate that, man. That's going. Oh, go ahead.
Those are his people. Alanis Morissette and Dave Coulier, but they're both Canadian.
They're both Canadian. Yeah, they're Canucks. Well,
that makes sense. They probably know each other.
Of course. Even though he's way left and I don't way west. I mean, yeah, Dave Coulier didn't know it was Canadian, but he's got a French name, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
And I know Alanis Morissette was, because she was on You Can't Do That on Television. I loved that show. That's a Canadian show. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Was that on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, they like slime people and have those skits in the lockers and
yeah.
Canadians had some really bizarre shows that I loved when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna do it. Anything else you wanted to talk about before we turn off the stream for the night?
Nope. We'll have to wait until I remember something else completely awesome that
you did this weekend. Yeah. I hope your nephew doesn't listen. He'll be so like depressed. Like, man, it was like 48 hours ago and he forgot. Yeah. Anyone? Yeah. Thanks for listening. I want to give a shout out to Ben Landis for letting us use his song "Through the Forest" as our intro music. If you'd like to subscribe to the audio version of the podcast, our RSS feed is available at classicleet.com. That's classic L337. Also, our podcast is available on Google Play, Podbean, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, and some other places. If you Google it, you'll find us, or your podcast catcher will likely have us. If not, you can go to our site and grab our feed. Also, we are on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Dustin and I still having a lot of fun with our tiny little community, our friends on Instagram.
All right.
I got to admit, man, I'm getting a little tempted to use those filters. I threw one on a photo today.
Mm-hmm.
Looked pretty good.
Sepia?
No, even though I do like the sepia filters on stuff.
Did it look like you found a video game in the Wild West?
No, I do like that, though. I realize how cheesy it is. But, no, it was like, there is a Nashville one that I almost posted exclusively Nashville filters, like, forever. I thought about it because that's where you live. I was going to do hashtag Nashville filter for everything. But I decided I didn't want to commit to that joke for however long we have Instagram. But follow us there. Well, it's just me now, but I'm going to try to get Dustin and Tony to do it too. Posting pictures of our Instagram. You can follow us there. Twitch, we usually record Wednesday nights starting around 8 p.m. Eastern, so you can join our live stream. Ask us questions or what we're talking about and whatnot in Twitch. I do want to thank Tony for stopping by. Sam, thanks a lot. Yora, great to see you again. Welcome back, man. Alligator, awesome stuff. And Cesarux, how would you say that? Cesarux. Thank you very much as well. Hopefully you guys will subscribe and join us on Twitch on when we record. It's a lot of fun. This week, Dustin, it's not a chiptune song, but it's a video game mashup.
Okay.
So this girl on SoundCloud named Landy has a song titled "Through the Scattle in Miami." And did you ever get into Guitar Hero?
A little bit.
There's this song that's like infamously impossible called "Through the Fire and Flame" by Dragon Force. Mm-hmm. And this girl took the vocals from that and put it over the Scattle song. It's now safe, or it's safe now from Hotline Miami.
Okay.
So it's the slow, chill, kind of electronic song with the vocals of that like super speed, like shred metal song. And it works so well together. I really like the song. So if you're interested, we'll have it linked in the description and whatnot. So I think that's going to do it. So everyone, thank you very much for listening to episode 216 of the Classic Leap Podcast. And we will see you next week for episode 217.
Boosh.